Today we're going over 15 fat loss cheat codes that I know now at 32 years old that I wish I knew at 22. Starting off with number 1, which is that losing body fat makes you look more ripped, shredded, and vascular. I used to think that I needed to build a ton of muscle to look ripped. But when you lose body fat and actually get leaner and lighter, that means that there's less body fat around the muscles. So they actually look more pronounced and more vascular. And here's a perfect example of me with a 15-pound weight difference, and the one where I look more shredded and more ripped is where I'm actually 15 pounds light. Number 2 is that losing 1 pound of body fat per week on average is considered an excellent rate of fat loss. Way too many people get discouraged when they only lose 1 pound or 2 pounds per week. And the truth is that's really excellent progress. Number 3 is the more you have to lose, the quicker you can lose it. So for example, if we have 2 people who are both 5'10", but one person weighs 230 pounds and the other person weighs 170 pounds, the heavier person will be able to lose more body fat per week because they simply have more to lose. And estimates say that we can lose about 1% of our total body weight in fat per week. And maybe it's a little bit more than that. So if you are already on the lighter side and you don't have a ton of weight to lose, let's say you're 150 or 160 pounds, you are gonna have to be more patient with losing body fat compared to someone who's much heavier. Number 4 is that vegetables are a cheat code for fat loss. And that's because they're very low calorie foods, so you can eat a very high volume of them to fill up your stomach and stay full for barely any calories, which makes it easier to stay full in a calorie deficit. And they also add fiber to your diet, which is not only healthy, but fiber also helps to keep you full. And let's be honest, if you're not eating at least 1 vegetable per day, I'm willing to bet money that you're probably struggling with your weight loss. Number 5 is that protein is king for fat loss. And that's because it's been shown to keep you more full than carbs and fats do. It also has a higher thermic effect of food compared to carbs and fats, which basically means that your body's using up and burning calories to process and digest the protein. And we know that protein helps to build and maintain muscle, which, to be honest, we all want to maintain our muscle while we're losing fat, right? So aim to eat about 0.7 grams of protein per goal body weight, just for overall health. If you have more advanced goals like body recomposition, trying to build muscle while losing fat, I would recommend eating more than that. More like your lean body mass multiplied by 1.2 or 1.3. Number 6 is that calories are the most important metric for losing weight. Are other things important? Of course. Is quality of food important? Is having a balanced diet important? How many meals you eat, the timing of your meals? Yes, all of these things matter and they're important. But the just factual truth is that the total calories consumed on a daily basis consistently is going to be the number 1 most important thing, just simply for the goals of losing weight. Number 7, do cardio for heart health and for performance, but not because you're expecting to lose weight from it. Nutrition is the main driver of weight loss. And I've had at least a dozen clients over the years who have lost 20 pounds or more without working out at all because of various reasons, recovering from an injury or some other reasons, but they created a calorie deficit through nutrition and were able to still lose weight. And cardio is incredibly important to keep your heart strong and having good stamina and endurance, which you never know when you're going to need. You should probably be able to run for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Number 8, carbs don't make you gain fat. Gosh, I've done a ton of successful fat loss phases over the years, and I've eaten carbs in every meal. And this isn't just a me thing. I'm not unique. I've had over 100 clients do the same exact thing to lose 20 pounds or more. So clearly, carbs don't make you gain fat and they don't prevent you from losing fat. If they did, I'd be morbidly obese because I eat over 300 grams of carbs per day. What does make you gain fat is overeating total food, total calories. Number 9 is that dietary fat doesn't make you fat either, but it is twice the amount of calories as carbs and protein is. So you should absolutely include healthy fats in your diet, like eggs, avocado, olive oil, fish. Fats are actually essential for helping to regulate hormones and keep healthy levels of hormones. But 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, and 1 gram of carbs or 1 gram of protein is only 4 calories, which means it can be much easier to overeat total calories through fat sources compared to protein or carb sources, which would make it harder to stay in a deficit. And it's why adding a little bit of olive oil to your pan when you're cooking could easily add 500 calories to that meal without you realizing it. So when it comes to fat sources, absolutely still eat them, but you do have to be probably a little bit more aware of specifically how much you're eating, because they'll greatly impact your total calories. Number 10, fat loss should be a phase, not life. Too many people are stuck in this indefinite mode of trying to lose more weight for years and years and years. I've heard it countless times. Jesse, I've been trying to lose weight for years now. And I get it. If you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight and it's not happening, you're gonna continue trying and trying and trying. But what I've learned is that there's massive value in having a clear, structured fat loss phase with a timeline and a calculated approach that's planned out. And this could be as short as a month and maybe up to a year, depending on how much you have to lose. So do a proper fat loss phase for a set period of time, and then transition to a maintenance period or some other phase, like a muscle building phase or a performance phase or a body recomposition phase. Give your body a break from dieting for a little bit. This will actually help you keep off the weight that you do lose. And if you want to lose more weight later on, of course you can do another phase, but try to stay away from indefinitely being in a life where you're trying to lose weight all the time. Number 11, losing any and all weight on the scale isn't equal to losing fat. If your goal is to build a great physique, aim to lose mostly body fat while retaining as much muscle as humanly possible. We can realistically lose like 1/2 pound up to 2 pounds of fat per week. So if you're hoping to lose much more than that, it's gonna be pretty much water weight. Number 12, using light weight for high amount of reps does not equal more fat loss. You can literally lose the same amount of weight doing heavy weights for very few reps. And that's because, as we've mentioned already, the fat loss is created through your nutrition and by eating in a calorie deficit. It's not created through your workouts or the reps that you're doing or the weight that you're lifting. Number 13, your weight will fluctuate on a daily basis. Try to get over it. I know it's frustrating, but it's part of being human, and it happens to myself. It happens to every client I work with. It happens to everybody. And that's because fluctuations day to day on the scale have more to do with water retention and digestion than it does have to do with fat mass or muscle mass and body composition. Which leads to number 14, your weight on any individual day is pretty much irrelevant. So instead of giving too much value to one day's weigh-in, maybe you were up 2 pounds or maybe you were down 2 pounds, instead of that, weigh yourself 7 days a week. So you can monitor what the weekly average weight is, and that'll give you a more accurate depiction of where your weight actually is at, and you can compare that to the previous week's weekly average weight to see for a fact, are you trending down and successfully losing weight, or are you trending up and actually gaining weight? This is what we do in my coaching to be crystal clear and have the peace of mind to know that we're going in the right direction despite all the fluctuations day to day. Number 15, you can't spot reduce fat, meaning that you can't choose where you want to lose fat from. You just have to follow your plan and lose overall body fat. So if there's a specific area you want to lose fat from, like guys tell me a lot they want to lose like the lower back fat or the stomach fat, you just have to continue your fat loss phase, continue eating in a deficit and executing your plan until your body eventually gets leaner and pulls body fat from that area. And some areas, it takes longer than others. You might actually lose some body fat in your face before you lose enough stomach fat to be really noticeable. So your face will look pretty lean and will look different, but you still feel like you have to lose belly fat. And that's totally fine and totally normal. Comment below which of the 15 cheat codes you wish you knew earlier on in your journey. And if you need help with the nutrition side of this fat loss stuff, I'm gonna leave down below in the first link of the description a full fat loss recipe book that includes like, gosh, a decade's worth of really easy to make, quick, and macro-friendly meals that I eat all the time in a fat loss phase. So grab that, it's totally free. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked it and got some value from the video. And if you did, I think you'll really like this next video too up here. So I'll catch you over there.